Salutations, crustaceans. I'm Lobster, and we're asking the question again. Can one bass do it all? Let's find out.
Tell the guitarist, lay down your guitars. Tell him that the bass player needs a little bit of love. Let me walk the fretboard, let me stretch my hand, and stand back and marvel at the sweet Lakeland. So I'm a bass player, hope you understand. Baby, I'm a bass player, and I'm the man.
Hey everyone, I hope you're all staying safe and healthy. So today we're looking at this, the Lakeland Skyline 5502 Custom, part of the Skyline series. With an MSRP of about $1,500, this bass directly competes with the Sterling Ray 35 as well as the ESP Bunny Brunel signature. So the Skyline series was first introduced in 2001 as a budget line for Lakeland. These were originally produced in South Korea before production was moved to Indonesia. Now the 4-string model, the 4402, and this, the 5-string model, the 5502, are based on their US counterparts, the 4494 and the 5594. Now if you haven't seen my review of the ESP Bunny Brunel signature, go ahead and check it out. That bass has the same pickup configuration as this, with a J pickup in the neck position and a Music Man style humbucker by the bridge. And I talk a lot about the versatility of said configuration. Now in my opinion, this is one of the best pickup combinations that you can have. Let's have a look at the specs and take a closer look. The Lakeland 5502 features an ash body as well as a one-piece maple neck and a maple fretboard, with a rosewood fretboard as an option. Now all Lakeland 5502s are 22 frets and 35-inch scale. This particular bass here is featured in this gorgeous ice blue metallic. There's several different models of the 5502. The standard, which features a limited number of finishes, as well as dots for inlays on the fretboard. The deluxe, which features a quilted maple top. And this, the custom, which has the nice block inlays. There's also a Lakeland 5501, which is a slightly lower end model that features Bartolini soap bars and a Bartolini MK1 preamp. As for hardware, this bass is featuring Hipshot ultralight tuners as well as a Lakeland proprietary bridge with their signature oval backplate. This bass also features Lakeland's own pickups as well as preamp. Originally, the Lakeland Skyline series had Bartolinis, but in 2007, Lakeland started producing their own pickups and slowly phased out the Bartolinis. Now initially, the Lakeland pickups were offered as an upgrade for $300, where you could trade in your electronics, but now they're offered standard across the board. Now let's talk about the Lakeland preamp a little bit. It's very similar to the Bartolini preamp that the old 5502 used to have. It's a standard 3-band preamp that features a bass control, mid control, treble, pan, and volume. The 5502 also features a little selector switch for the bridge pickup. It allows you to switch between the forward bank of magnets, both sets of magnets in the humbucker, or the set of magnets by the bridge. Well, how does she sound? First, you guys know what you need to do. Go ahead and pinch that like button so my hand can change back to normal. Thanks a lot. For the past 19 years, the Lakeland Skyline 5502 has been regarded as the 5-string versatility king when it comes to basses in this price range. And that's for good reason. The great sounding 3-band preamp, the versatile bridge pickup, as well as the fat sounding neck pickup make this a really great bass. Now, tone-wise, I'd say this has a much more rounded tone and doesn't really have a lot of the upper mids and treble. It still has a lot of definition and isn't bland by any means. This is a great bass player's bass for someone who wants to record in a session. This has a lot of body, this will cut through the mix, and it has a lot of punch and low end, which is really enjoyable. As I mentioned in the specs, this features a 35-inch scale neck. That makes for a really nice B string that has a lot of definition and doesn't sound muddy at all. That B string is tighter than a tiger in Tijuana on a Tuesday. Now in regards to the differences between 34 and 35-inch scale basses, it's simply a 1-inch difference in the distance between the nut and the bridge saddles. That makes the spacing between the frets a little bit wider, but it's really not that noticeable. I personally don't notice much of a difference. I feel like a bass like this can be used in a lot of different genres of music. From jazz to funk, rock, R&B, metal, pretty much anything. I feel like the Lakeland Skyline is kind of the jack of all trades, and that's why it's remained mostly unchanged for the past 19 years. Let's take a look at the dual coil neck pickup. This neck pickup has some really nice fat tone. And honestly, I don't really feel like messing with the preamp that much because the tone with everything centered just sounds so great. But let's check out what the neck pickup can do when we tweak the EQ settings a little bit. Now let's check out this quad coil humbucker at the bridge. With the coil selector centered, this humbucker bridge really barks. But let's listen to the tonal differences when we switch between the sets of magnets. There definitely is a subtle difference, and it's that added little sprinkle of versatility that definitely gives this bass a leg up to the competition. Now let's mess with the EQ on this bridge pickup. And now to answer the same question that we asked with the ESP Bunny Brunel signature. Does the Music Man style pickup at the bridge sound like a Music Man? Let's find out. I think it sounds pretty good. Now let's try the Stingray. Lakeland comes close, but it's definitely missing a lot of that signature Stingray growl and high end that these things are known for. Now, how does this neck pickup compare to our Mexican Fender Precision bass? Let's find out.
Walk all the way over here and get the P-bass, cause the P-bass is over here, cause that's where it goes. I gotta go over here and get the P-bass, and I... goes back over here because it's the P bass. No one cares about the P bass. That's where it lives.
So tone-wise, I don't think that this really nails the P bass tone either. It comes close, but just like with the Stingray, it's really lacking those upper mids and the high end and that growl that those basses are really known for. But it definitely sounds different compared to its two competitors. So overall, I think this bass is extremely versatile, but definitely a little bit sonically limited. Now let's talk about the construction. The Lakeland 5502 definitely feels well constructed. The solid one-piece maple neck definitely feels like quality. Now just like its competitors, this bass has a pretty large body that feels pretty substantial. The headstock, on the other hand, is very ergonomically designed with the 3-in-2 configuration, whereas a lot of the competitors are either a 4-in-1 or a 5-in-a-row and have a lot bigger of a headstock. I've always really liked the look of the Lakeland headstock. I love the simplistic curves as well as the tuner configuration, and the logo just fits nicely in there. Now, as I mentioned previously, this bass features a 35-inch scale neck as well as 19mm string spacing at the bridge. That means that those with small hands should probably look elsewhere. Now this string spacing is 1mm wider compared to the ESP and 1.5mm wider compared to that of a Ray 35 from Sterling. Speaking of the neck, I have to say it again, I love these inlays. I think they're gorgeous with the two-tone design that gradually changes as you go up the neck. But hey, beggars can't be choosers. This bass is a great value for the money. This bass has an awesome classic feel with tons of modern features. So how am I going to rate it? 4 claws. I think at the $1,500 price point, this is a really great and versatile bass. And even in the used market, you can find these for between $800 to $1,200, depending on condition and model. I definitely see why this has been one of the most popular 5-stringers for the past 19 years. Great job, Lakeland, and keep it up. Well, how does the Lakeland 5502 compare against the ESP Bunny Brunel signature? We'll be doing a head-to-head with these two basses on an upcoming video, so be sure to subscribe and stay tuned. We'll be trying to figure out which of these two basses is the best bang for your buck at the $1,500 MSRP. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment and let me know what you think about the Lakeland 5502, and which one you'd take, the 5502 or the ESP Bunny Brunel signature. And as I mentioned, we're going to be doing a head-to-head with the Lakeland 5502 and the ESP Bunny Brunel signature, so stay tuned. So thanks again for watching, guys. Until we group again. You know, people always ask me, Lobster, why you got so many basses? Well, I'm trying to save them from the likes of people like Carol Baskin, who wants to take all the basses and let them just live by their lonesome and not even be played. Well, you know what I have to say to that? You know what I have to say to Carol Baskin? You know what we do to people like Carol Baskin? Let me tell you. Sure, are you okay?